Hello everyone, welcome to CP Geeks. Today we'll be solving jump game problem from Leetcode. Let's go through problem statement. You are given an integer array nums. You are initially positioned at array's first index, and each element in the array represents your maximum jump length at that position. Return true if you can reach the last index or false otherwise. So let's take the first example so we can understand the problem better. So we are given one array 2, 3, 1, 1, 4. So in this array, uh, at one index, we are by default we are positioned at 0th index, and from one index we can reach uh, number of steps. Like in case of this 2, we can reach on first index and the second index. So by default we are 0th, we can reach on first and the second, since 2 is written over here. And so every I we can reach at most I next indexes in the, yeah, I next elements. So we can reach next I elements, so that will be much better. So that will be like next I indices or next I elements. But we can also like go one step or two step or three step or I minus one step and the I steps. So in this example, so from 0th index we can reach 1 or 2. From first index we can reach 1, 2 and 3. Second index, since already 1 is written there, so we can reach only one step, that would be 3. From third we can reach one step, that would be 4. So, and from 4 we can reach, since we are already end of the array, so we should add a check like we already reached to the last element. Let's take second example. So by default, so in this case we are returning true since we reached the last element. Let's take the second example. 3, 2, 1, 0, 4. So in this example, from 0th index, we can reach 1, 2 and third index, and from first index we can reach 2 and 3, since 2 is written there, and from second index we can reach only the third index. From third index we cannot go anywhere. Okay. More next, since 0 is written there, so for the first for 0th we can reach more 3 indexes, 1, 2, 3. Since we cannot reach the fourth index, that is the last index, so we will return false. So idea is to keep track last reachable index. So what I'm planning to do, so we will be solving this problem with greedy solution. So from like 0th index, at most we can reach second index. So we'll keep one variable, let's call it max index. That would be 0 by default since we are positioned as 0. So from 0th index maximum we can reach second index, so we'll update that. And from first index maximum we can reach third index. Okay, so 1, 2, okay, this is the wrong value. So from here we can reach 2, 3 and 4. So here max index will be 4. Since we are already in one first index, so we are supposed to move 3 steps. So max index will be 4, and from for the second index, max index, so index will be 3, but since max index is already 4, so we will not move forward. And from the third one we can reach to 4, but max index is already 4, so we can reach end of the array, that is the fourth index. Let's take this example. So we create one variable max index, that would be 0 by default, and from 0th element maximum we can move to 3, and from the first maximum we can move to 3, that is already there. From second we can maximum move to 3, so 3 is already there, and after that we cannot move, so we cannot reach the last index. So let's try to write code for this example. So first we need to handle the base case. So base case is if there is only one element, we are already at the last index. We will return true in that case. And now let's create one value max index. By default initialize it to 0 and look for entire array. If nums I plus I, so this will be like at most steps we can move, and if they are greater than max index, we'll update the max index. And we'll check if max index is greater or equal to last index. If our condition is true, we'll return true. Else we need to check like in the failing case, the second one. So we'll check like if now I is 0, and if that is 0, we need to check we can reach index after that or not. So in this case assume there is 2, in that case we don't need to worry about the 0 because we can jump till here already. So that is the reason we need to check another value. So for that we'll check like max index is either equal to current value, max index is either equal to or less than current value, so that would be I, and move forward. In this case we'll return false, and rest of the cases will just return our condition. Okay, so we let's take the first example again. So initially at 0th index, max index will have value 2. Yeah, 0 plus 2, that would be 2, and in the second index, in the first index value will be 4, and then we'll check we reach the last index or not. So we already reached, so then our loop will be terminated over here only. And in the second example we'll keep going. So for this one max index will be initialized first 0, and then it will be updated to 3, then it will all remain 3 over here, and in at the third index we'll check like num size 0, so that is 0, and max index is equal to current index, so we cannot move forward, we will return false in that case, and after that we can just return this condition for all other cases. So let's try to run this code. This worked. Let's also try like failing test case. Okay, this also worked. Let's try to submit the solution. Okay, this is faster than 43% solutions. So for time and space complexity, so let's also analyze that. Complexity. So for time complexity, since we are using only one loop, one for loop, so that would be order of n. And the space complexity will be order of 1, that will be like constant space, since we are not using another array or a map to store any values. So that is like time and space complexity analysis. If you like the explanation, please like the video and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.